We're getting a bit more advanced in this episode, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. We're looking at modifying the theme's base files with the theme editor included in WordPress. This will allow us to make larger, more prominent changes to our theme's template files. One of the most common reasons for doing this is adding analytics code from Google or another stats aggregator, but it could be used for any number of development tasks. If we go to the dashboard and click Appearance, you'll see the editor option at the very bottom of the menu. Click that, and we can see all the PHP and CSS files that make up our theme. We can edit these, but keep in mind that any update to the theme may modify these files and force us to add our code again. The files that are changed in an update are usually the CSS files and other files that won't necessarily affect analytics code, but it is possible that every file could be modified. The files are organized according to their type. At the right, we see a list of files, some under the template heading and some under the styles heading. The template heading contains the PHP files for the template. This is the heart and soul of what makes a template a template. This is the actual programming that goes into a theme. The styles heading contains our style sheets, which is the markup that defines how our HTML should look once rendered on the page. For adding analytics code, we're concerned with the template files. After all, any custom CSS should be added to the custom CSS editor we covered in the last video. For this demonstration, we're going to be adding some dummy analytics code to our page because we don't want to use the same analytics code we use on our other pages. This isn't actual analytics code, but we're going to pretend that it is for this demonstration. You should note that it's much easier to input Google Analytics codes through the use of a plugin, but this is just for demonstration purposes. This code could be anything that we want on all of our pages all the time, like a donation box for instance. But since it's an analytics code that will never be seen by anyone, we'll put it in the footer.php file, because it is on every page that WordPress will render. We'll simply click footer.php in the right column, and that file loads it for us to edit. You'll see a bunch of code that probably means absolutely nothing to you, and that's fine. Just don't touch that code because it's important to the theme and may break something important if you remove it. To add your analytics code, just make sure you do it below the closing body tag, like this. Click Update File, and your hits will start getting logged by your analytics provider. Of course, if you're a PHP programmer and you're familiar with PHP, you may feel more comfortable with making bigger changes, and that's fine. Just make a note to not update the theme when there is an update available, or to back up the theme first so that you can re-input the changes after you've made the update. Now you should have a solid understanding of how to customize WordPress and make it look and feel the way you want. In our next chapter, we'll be getting in depth with plugins and the wide realm of options that they make possible.